Boom, lights on. All right, today we're gonna talk about Halloween. Halloween is kind of like a costume day for a lot of people. So I have a lot of friends who make content and they love to make, cosplay photos or like Halloween photos. I mean, Halloween is just a big thing now, and it's so big that it's not just for kids to do trick or treats, but it's for a lot of adults for a reason for them to dress up. But I have a lot of friends who dress up normally anyway. So let's talk about that. Hello everyone, my name is Marty Wong and I'm a photographer and videographer in Southern California, Los Angeles. I do a lot of cosplay photos, I do a lot of gear review, I do a lot of unboxing. So if those things are interesting to you, don't forget to like and subscribe. So I wasn't going to make a video about this because I didn't plan on it at all. But halfway through shooting on that day, a month ago, I was like, oh shoot, this is actually very interesting and I feel like people want to know about it. A lot of people asked me about the clown shoot I did last year and they want to know more of like what that's like or how does that come about, like the whole behind the scenes, just everything in general for both creators and also photographer like me. So how would I start? Every year, a bunch of my friends from all around the world, maybe not all around the world, most of them are in North America, at least for Halloween, for this situation, since Halloween is such a big thing here. They will all come to Los Angeles and they'll all decide to do a theme photo shoot. Last year we did clown and something else, and this year they have decided to do Goth Vampire. Ooh, I think they also did some IHOP stuff too, which is Goth IHOP, so that's Goth in general for everything, which is a thing that started by one of my friend, Candy Lion. I think it's Lion, Candy Loin, Candy something. I'm gonna put it right here. So she made this thing with the Goth IHOP kind of aprons that blew up. People love it. A lot of people copy her. In fact, I think she got a cease and desist from IHOP because of that, which is funny because why would IHOP has that? And it's funny that happens. So how does it happen? How does this work? All these friends, they all decided a theme every single year and then decide how to do it. And then they will usually do two things. They will rent a house that they can use to do content, photo shoots, videos, TikTok, all kind of fun stuff at the house and also where they can stay. And second is that they will also rent out a studio or a peer space somewhere where people can do photo shoots, video shoots, TikTok, whatever kind of stuff. So this year, since they decided to do like a Goth Vampire shoot, we have went to get a place from Pure Space that's more like a old style house, like very Victorian style. And that house is actually pretty cool. And I think it's about like what, $190 or $200 something per hours. So they decided to say, hey, we're gonna shoot from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. that day. So let's all book that place and then we split among all the people that want to use it. Then after do that, all the creators will usually talk to their photographer or whoever just helps shootings, say, hey, we're shooting here this day, can you come over and also help us make some content? You can either trade for print or some of them will be paying the photographers or videographers to help them make content as well. So that's what happened. I show up there at around 6 p.m. This house is pretty cool. I think it's owned by some lady because she showed up and told us where things are, what's the Wi-Fi password, all kind of stuff. And then you see everybody start settling, changing into their costume, or the photographer busting out their light. One photographer in particular, his name is Jim. He goes by, what does he goes by? Trigger Happy. Happy Trigger Photography. And he decided to bring out this cool lights and fog machine. So we're shooting in the front yard in still like a fence area. And there was this giant light that he brought out, which looks like a moon in the photo. And then he also brought out his fog machines. So the whole night we're sharing that light and that fog machine. Someone will be helping out, like triggering the fog machine, and then the photographer will be shooting, and then we take turn, we switch around for both photographer and the creators, It's a very collaborative kind of style. Everyone's having a lot of fun. We all shooting in the same place. We all friends. So at the end of the day, it's more like a hangout kind of situation. at the same time, we're getting content done, so that's pretty fun. So I shoot a lot outside just like everyone did, but I also found one room that looks pretty cool. So I brought one of my friends, Royette, and into the room, and she has this vampire look on her. She has some like fake blood dripping out her face. Really cool. And I want to make it look very moody and also very dramatic too. So what I did is that I used two Viltrox light, the K90, one from the top to give her some light coming from top, and then one behind her and set it to red. Those are RGB lights, so I can set whatever color I want. And also I use a PMI Gear Ninja, Smoke Ninja, so I can put it like around her and also behind her, and then trigger that fog machine with a remote. And then all I did was just have her look up, so then the light will be shining in her eyes, so there's a reflection in her eyes, and that's took shots. And the photos came out amazing. And then at the end, we all did a group photo, which was kind of tricky because they can't see us if we were shooting in the dark. We just have bright light shining in the creators, and they're looking at the photographer, and then all the photographers like, oh yeah, look over here. And they're like, who am I looking at? I can't see. So I have to like use a flashlight to be like, hey, over here, look at me. And then I take some photo, and the next photographer takes some photo. Gear-wise, I usually shoot with my Nikon Z8, which is this guy. Amazing. It has really good IBIS, in-body stabilization, but also the low light capability. Awesome. Superb. Oh, also, let me show you one more thing. Okay, so remember what I said about I wasn't really planning on making a video at all. I only decided to do it halfway through. So I just want to tell you how I also recorded this. Most of the clip that you just saw from tonight was shot with this guy, this small little camera. This is the Insta360 Gold 3S. It is a very small, very fun wearable camera. I just, put on a chest mount and just stick it on my chest and get the footage. However, it was really dark, so I'm sure lots of things you see was really noisy. So I have decided that I will gonna be upgrading it by getting a new one. This is the new Insta360 Go Ultra. It is a little bit bigger, but it's gonna be a lot better for low lights because it has a huge sensor. I think the sensor is 1/1.28. I think that it is. Low light excellence with 1/1.28. So I'm very excited to try this out. So, don't forget to like and subscribe so that I can show you when I unbox this little baby. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Halloween. If I still get to post this before Halloween, don't forget, subscribe, comment, like, do all the good stuff. Thank you so much. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.